Hi class! This week we're going to be talking about Chapter 2 of the book Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Now you've already read this chapter, so this will just be a quick review. We're also going to be discussing the concept of identity and what that means in a virtual world or a social media context. So let's get right into it. So far in the book, we've been introduced to the concept of the Oasis, which is a virtual reality world that has basically sort of become or replaced the internet. Instead of logging onto the internet via your computer, you get into the Oasis and connect to the entire planet with virtual reality goggles and sensory gloves. They call them haptic gloves. And everyone is there. The entire planet goes there to do everything. People log on to do business, students log on to go to school, and everyone spends all of their leisure time there because it's a world where you can do or be or create literally anything. In Chapter 2, Wade Watts says this about his virtual avatar. A small mirror was mounted inside my locker, and I caught a glimpse of my virtual self as I closed it. I'd designed my avatar's face and body to look more or less like my own. My avatar had a slightly smaller nose than me, and he was taller, and thinner, and more muscular. And he didn't have any teenage acne. But aside from those minor details, we looked more or less identical. So, I think it's fair to say that Wade's avatar looked nothing like Wade. I mean, pretty much nothing. He goes on to say, the school's strictly enforced dress code required that all students' avatars be human and of the same gender and age as the student. So no giant two-headed hermaphroditic demon unicorn avatars were allowed. Not on school grounds anyways. So when you're in the Oasis and you're not in school, you can look like whoever or whatever you want. But this raises a lot of interesting questions about the concept of identity. If your voice and appearance are disguised, how do you know the person you're talking to is really the person you're talking to? If you make a friend or fall in love in a virtual setting, do you think it's possible to really know that person? Do you think, without the confines of physicality, it's possible to know a person better than you would in the real world? Is someone's actual physical appearance a part of their true identity? If you got to know someone in the Oasis and then later found out that they weren't who they appeared to be, would you feel betrayed? How does the concept of identity differ from or is similar to the concept of identity on current social media websites like Facebook? Go ahead and think about all these questions and we'll discuss them during our next class. For this week's assignment, you'll be doing two things. One, you're going to click on the link below this video in the description, which will take you to a website where you're going to create your own virtual avatar. The only rule that applies is you have to be human. But aside from that, the sky's the limit. If you're a young black woman and you want your avatar to be a Chinese male, that's perfectly acceptable. Or if you want your avatar to look as much like you as you could possibly make it, that's fine too. When you're done, download the picture to your desktop and then upload it to the class website as your profile picture. This is how I and the rest of the class will identify your virtual persona for the rest of the semester. 2. I want you guys to write a short essay. I know, but you're gonna do it. It's not gonna be a big deal. Just like 400 to 600 words. It's nothing. First, I want you to tell me why your avatar looks the way it does. Why, if it looks different from you, it looks different, or why, if you choose to make it look the same, it looks the same. And second, if you weren't bound by my one rule of you have to be a human, if you could look like anyone or anything, what would you look like? Would you have horns? Would you be a known celebrity? Would you be an orc from Lord of the Rings or a fire-breathing bear? So just go ahead and tell me what you would look like and why you would want to look like that. I'm really looking forward to what your guys' imaginations can cook up for me this week. As always, take this assignment seriously, but have fun with it. Oh, and one more thing before I go. Wade also talks about his virtual classroom in Chapter 2 and how they're able to go on virtual reality field trips. I think they go and walk on the rings of Saturn or something cool like that. We'll be discussing this concept in class more next week, but just to give you guys something to get excited about between now and then, we're going to be introducing something called Google Cardboard into our classroom next week. Don't know what it is? Sounds boring? Well, it's not boring. It's kind of crazy, stupid, awesome. So go ahead and look it up, check it out, get crazy freaking psyched because it's going to be a lot of fun, and I will see all of you in class next week.